All right, here we are at the Florida Truck Show doing a podcast with Miss Angie from Angies Transportation out of St. Louis, Missouri. Angie,
Yes,
welcome
sir.
to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Angie, so you own the trucking company itself. Is it you and your brother?
It is me and my brother. So it's me and my brother, Raphael Tordawa. We own Angies Transportation out of St. Louis, Missouri, and we started the company in 2012, and we've owned it ever since, and we're about 80-90% refrigerated, and the other 10-20% is dry van and general freight commodities.
And you were telling me you're also about 80% customer based.
Yes.
And maybe 20+% broker.
Yes. And the brokers that we work with, it's brokers that we've been working with for many years, that we have, a long-standing relationship with them, and brokers that are out of like St. Louis, Missouri. My best friend, Kara, she used to work for us on the carrier side. She started her own freight brokerage, so it's like we haul loads for her, and obviously that's like family. So I'm like, I don't consider it like.
So a broker you can trust?
Yeah.
Because I know there's truck drivers making jokes right now as we're talking nice about brokers.
We have to play nice. We got to play. Everyone has a part in trucking. We've all got a part to play. So, and it's funny because it's my best friend, and she worked for us in the asset-based side, and now she's a freight broker. And we joke about it all the time. People are like, "How can you guys be friends? You guys are enemies and rivals."
So let's get into your story.
Yes.
Forget your best friend.
Yes. I
Okay.
know.
She's
I
out.
love you, but sorry.
So let's talk about Angie and your brother and how this started. So you started out, you got an idea. Was your brother a driver? Did you guys just say, let's form a trucking company, and you just went ahead and invested in a truck and hired a driver? How did it start?
How did it start? It was my dad, actually. So my dad was a truck driver, and he worked for Night Swift it was Swift back then in the 90s. So I grew up with my dad on the road, and I grew up with him during summers, going with him on the road. He became an owner-operator, and then he started his own trucking company, and me and my brother grew up working for him, and he had all old school long-nose Pete's.
Stop right there.
Yeah.
So you grew up, just like I did, my grandfather owned a trucking company. Did you grow up having to sweep and learn how to do all the different jobs in trucking?
Everything. I had to sweep trailers. I had to do everything. I was cleaning out trucks, sweeping trailers. My dad was screaming at me while he was working on trucks to hold the flashlight, do this. We were installing vents on dry vans, and he's screaming at me, and I had to do it all. And like back then, I was so mad because that's what my summer jobs were, and like after school, weekends. But now I'm thankful. But back then, I hated it. And our vacations, it wasn't.
Your dad's awesome because he shoved a tray down your throat. And here you are, a trucking company owner. Is your dad still alive?
He is. He's here at the show right now.
Awesome. So then I hope you thank him a lot, because I'm going to tell you a quick 30 seconds. My grandfather owned Hefner Trucking in Schuylkill Haven, Pennsylvania. And let me tell you something. He taught me everything, how to grease them, change the tires. And back then you had to break tires down, had rings and stuff like that. It was insane hard work.
A lot of
But
hard
guess
work.
what? It taught me everything about trucking.
It does.
Just like I listened to you, you could tell when somebody really knows trucking, and you know trucking, which is a great thing. It's
an odd skill for me to have, but yes.
So flash forward 2000, when you were a little girl. Now here you are, 2012. You get into a trucking company, and you were telling me earlier you've gone through your hard times and your good times and your bad times. Tell me about some of the hard times. What has Angie's Transportation gone through that really you look back and went, man, I'm ready to give up? Hey drivers, I have a question for you. Are you still searching load boards? Are you still booking your own loads? If you answered yes, then I have another question for you. How would you like to find loads faster and easier just by saying these words? Hey Bubba. Introducing Hey Bubba, the most advanced technology in AI dispatching today. No more searching different load boards, no more booking your own loads, no more making phone calls, no more negotiating your own rates. Bubba does it all. And it all starts with, Hey Bubba. So if you want the most powerful AI dispatching tool known to man today, head on over to bubba.ai and download your free version of Hey Bubba today. Again, go to bubba.ai and get your free download today. Truck Parking Club is a network of instantly reservable daily and monthly truck parking locations throughout the U.S. Truck Parking Club helps connect truckers to truck parking locations throughout the U.S. via truckparkingclub.com. Our networks is made up of property owners that have locations adequate for truck parking to list on the platform. This includes trucking companies, storage companies, CDL schools, trailer leasing companies, real estate investors, truck parking operators, and more. Go to truckparkingclub.com today.
We've gone through so many things. We've gone through so many freak accidents and situations that I tell people, I'm like, there's no judgments because I've been through everything. I mean, we had my dad he is a truck driver. He was under a load for us. He had a heart attack on the road, and he had to be transported to New Mexico, the hospital there, and he had open heart surgery. And that's the worst call as a
So you get a call,
family. Yes.
Dad's had a heart attack, you're on a plane, aren't
yes.
you?
Right away.
You and
right
your brother,
away.
it's like, boom, we're out of here.
Yes, and any trucking family understands that's the worst call to ever get. And
for anybody, even out of trucking.
Anyone out of trucking.
Especially if you get a call at 3 a.m, everybody's like, shit, what happened, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I told you not to curse. There I am cursing.
Yeah, I know. Oh, my gosh. But, so we had that happen. And then in 2017, we had a warehouse fire happen as well where we lost.
How big was the warehouse?
So we were, at that time, is when we were growing, we were leasing the warehouse and office space. So we did not own the building. We were leasing, and that is when we were growing. And the warehouse caught on fire.
You had trucks in there?
We had trailers that were up against the dock doors. We lost 5 trailers. We lost our whole office. And at that point in time, we were moving our TMS system from in-house to the cloud. So I lost all of our accounting files. I lost all of our driver qualification files. I lost everything. We had to recreate everything from scratch. And it was a nightmare. I mean, we lost warehouse product. We were warehousing at the time, so we lost warehouse product. We lost the trailers that were backed up to the warehouse and all the office files. And then that was 2017. That set us back a year. We had like 50 trucks on order. We had to pause all of that. It was right before Thanksgiving, and we were like, no, we can't. It's like, it was holidays, tax time, we're winter, we're driving around trying to find office space, and we have to recreate all of these files. And at the time, we had between 30 to 40 trucks and drivers. So we were meeting with drivers at truck stops, at repair shops.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot, and it set us back a year. And then we finally got on track. 2019, my dad had his heart attack on the road, and I was beside him at the hospital for weeks and just taking care of him, and it was awful. And then obviously we've been through all the cycles of trucking. There's good years, there's bad years.
And then there's COVID.
Yeah, COVID was in trucking, as everyone knows, for the market. I don't want to say it was good, but it was good when it comes to freight afterwards.
So as an owner, when COVID hit, did you have a bunch of drivers that were like, I'm staying home, screw this?
Yes, yeah.
So that was devastating, right? And next thing you know, you have 100 trucks, and you have, 20, 30 drivers that are like saying, I'm sorry.
We were all freaking out, yeah. So we were like, okay, and
there you are. I don't mean to cut you up, but you got a 30-year fleet or whatever the numbers were sitting at home, but you still have to make the truck payments.
Yes, yeah. So absolutely, you have to make the truck payments, and that was the first thing. I was freaking out, and I'm like, oh my God, well, we're an essential business, and I'm like, that means we can run. And the first thing I did was call all of our banks, and luckily at that time a lot of our banks did help us with deferring payments. That was like to be expected because no one knew what was going to happen. And for that first 2 months, we were all freaking out. We didn't know what was going to happen. So I called the banks immediately, trying to defer payments, doing what I can. I'm like, they're not running, so how can we make payments? And so that happened, and that was tough. And then we saw a boom with this, the freight market afterwards. And then obviously, as we all know, the past few years have been really tough in trucking too.
A freight recession is pretty much what they're calling it. So talk to me about that word.
It's a Great Depression.
Yeah, it really is. But let's go to the word bankruptcy. Did you actually file? Or
I did.
So you have Dad's heart attack.
Yeah.
You have the trailer or the warehouse fire.
A fire.
You have COVID. And next thing you know, the big B word nobody likes to hear.
No.
But here you are still in business. So tell me, you filed bankruptcy?
Yes.
So you did file?
We did. We filed, and I thought...
I don't mean... I'm sorry I'm cutting you off.
No, you're okay.
Yeah, I get people writing and go, stop cutting Ruth Ann off. But now listen to this. So I just want to point out one thing. So you filed bankruptcy, right? And what does that do for your drivers? They're like... Because drivers hear the word bankruptcy, they're like,
scary.
Oh, exactly.
I didn't know what it meant. I never, at this age and point in my life, I never knew anything about bankruptcy. I didn't think that was ever going to happen to me. And when I was first researching it, then I realized, wait a second, this is actually, if you're filing for a Chapter 11, that is to restructure. That's what we did, to restructure and reorganize. And I was like, wait, that's not that scary. And Chapter 7, I think that's the one that's to wind down, to close, and a Chapter 11 is to restructure. And you hear about all these massive companies that do Chapter 11s all the time. And then that's when I was researching and speaking with lawyers. I'm like, wait a second, this is not... It's scary, but it's not as scary and bad as everyone makes it out to be. And it sounds, because it sounds like that's it, you're done, you're closing your doors. But no, that's not what it means. It just means to restructure. So right when we did it, we informed all of our drivers right away. And I was terrified.
That's actually good, though, that you did that.
Oh, my God, yeah.
If they have to hear about it through rumor...
I didn't want that.
Because you know what happens, right? They start just talking, and next thing you know...
And then they're leaving,
it's
and they're going to quit.
Exodus.
Yes, and that was my biggest fear. And I said, one thing about me and our company and our drivers, I am very transparent with them about everything, always. Anything that we go through, I'm transparent all the time, because I think they need to know. They need to know what's going on. I don't want them in the dark. I don't want them reading things in the media. I don't want them to find out from the news. They need to hear it from me in the first place. That's my responsibility as an owner, as a business owner. It is my responsibility. I am responsible for them, and that's what I have to do. So we messaged them right away when we filed, and I was so scared. I thought the feedback was going to be really bad. I thought there was going to be a mass exit, but actually it was the complete opposite. I was shocked. All of our drivers, no one quit, and all of our drivers said, you know what, Angie, we actually appreciate you being honest with us and not hiding anything, because we see what's going on in the news with all these other trucking companies that are closing their doors, that didn't notify their drivers, and then they wake up one day and they have to leave their truck on the side of the road and they're stranded. So they were like, we appreciate this. Just
as long as we get paid, we're staying.
As I said, as long as we get paid and we know what's going on, and if you are going to close your doors, can you give us a heads up so we are not stranded somewhere? And I'm like, oh yeah. I was like, if that were to happen, which I pray to God doesn't, and it didn't, if it doesn't happen, I'm like, we're not going to we don't have to let you guys know if we're not going that way, but if we are going that way, we're going to let you know. We're not going to get anyone stranded. I'm like, I will never allow for anyone to be stranded anywhere. And everyone stayed, and they were very supportive, and I was very mind blown, shocked, and grateful. And they were just like, as long as we're paid, you keep us in the loop, then we're happy, and we're thankful that you told us this. And that was like, you had to let your guard down for a minute, and that's hard for you. So we appreciate that, and we respect it even more. And I was like, holy cow, that is crazy. I was scared. I mean,
and what year was that?
That was in 2024 to 2025. So we filed November, December of 2024, and then we got out of it last year. It was around May, June of 2025. So it lasted, half a year, and it was extremely tough, and we had to restructure a lot, and that was make it or break it, do or die, survival mode. We need to run lean and mean and skinny and cut off any excess that we have to, and downsize. We got to do what we have to do. And we got out of it, and I'm very happy that we did. And I thought, it's funny because I thought we were going to fly under the radar, that we weren't going to end up on the news about the bankruptcy. And we were doing it for a minute there. I'm like, no one knows. We're handling our business in privacy, and it's great. We're taking care of stuff in private. This is how we want to do it.
And boom, action news.
All over the news. It's all over the, like, Freight Caviar, Freight Waves, just all the podcasts. And I'm like, this is already hard enough to deal with, and now the spotlight is there, and I'm reading the comments, and I'm like in tears, and I'm like, guys, I'm doing like the best that I can. And it was hard reading the comments. And it's, if you don't own a business, it's hard to understand. But if you own a business, or you've ever been an owner operator, then you understand, you have that perspective of how hard it is to run a business. And then you're going through something that's difficult, that it's your life and your livelihood, and all these people depend on you. And it's this, you've sacrificed everything for this. It's tough, and it's like you mean well, and you just want to do the best that you can. And when you're reading comments and you're seeing this on the news, you're like, oh my God, it's heartbreaking. It's tough, and it's in no business owner that's been in business for over 10 years should have to deal and go through that. So my heart goes out to all the trucking companies, that they're the family-owned businesses, the legacies of the industry that had to shut down. My heart goes out because it's so hard and so painful when you put everything, your heart and soul, your blood, tears, and sweat into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you really have your heart into it, Angie. It's really an amazing story.
Thank you.
I only wish I would have videoed this. I was, as you're talking,
I'm tearing up, actually, as we're talking. I'm like, I think I was getting emotional. I'm like, I already went through the grieving stages. Now I'm like, I'm getting like very teary-eyed and emotional about it.
I know,
it's
but
been a lot.
And I could have had some tears on the show. Oh my gosh.
No, and I don't cry often. I'm not a crier, but
I bring that out.
I know.
Listen, I want to switch. I want to shift gears.
Absolutely.
So awesome story. Angie.
Thank you.
Okay. So here we are, 2026. Mm-hmm. You have another story. You have the trucking industry or the trucking business, which is going well. But you and your brother invented a new product called road lights.
Yes.
And road lights is really safety lights, but it serves for more than one purpose.
Yes.
It's for the ICC bumpers.
Yep.
And it's also for the side skirts. But it's also helps drivers back up a lot, especially at nighttime.
Perimeter
the way
lighting.
those light, it's like a landmark for these drivers, if you will. So tell us a little bit more about road lights.
Yeah. So we started road lights actually 3 years ago, and we started before the bankruptcy, before times were tough. We started 3 years ago, and we didn't go to market with it until 2025 last year because we were testing everything out on our own trailers, on 100 trailers. We were working with the National Traffic Highway Safety Administration, with the FMCSA, with the DOT. We were getting formal interpretations, informal interpretations, just trying to do our due diligence and being our own guinea pigs for this. And then, and it wasn't, and some people think, oh, they started this because they're trucking company bankruptcy. I'm like, no, we did this when times were good, actually. That's when we started 3 years ago, and then we didn't go to market until last year because of all the due diligence work that we were doing for it. And we went to market last year. We've been going to the trade shows, going to all the trucking shows, and just trying to get the word out there and the exposure out there, because this is a new product that doesn't exist in the U.S., in North America, and we're just safety focused, and we want to protect drivers like our dad. We want to protect trucking companies because we know what it means. I've been through the lawsuits. We take on this liability. We've been there, done that, and that's what it's for. It's to help drivers and help trucking companies, and it helps drivers see the furthest point of their trailer when they're backing, and it helps reduce crashes. And it's simple. It's just simple hardware. That's all it is.
And so it's simple, it's safe, and it helps the driver back up. So let's talk about cost.
Oh, it's very cost effective. It's between $100 to $150 per set, and it's going to last anywhere from 5 to 10 years. And it's dust proof, shock proof. It's going to withstand temperatures up to like 130 degrees to negative 30. We have it on our trailers. We're going, Arizona, California, desert, middle of summer, to St. Louis. We just had our snowstorms. We've had zero break in the past 2 years now that they've been on our trailers, and we've had nothing but positive feedback. And everyone's, we test them out, we bend them. I'm like, guys, it's flexible, it's high grade polymer. They're nearly indestructible. They will not break.
It's exciting when you make something and it works, isn't it? Because like you and your brother, praise the Lord, right? You guys are have actually did this. Yeah. Who had the idea? You, your brother?
It was. It's gonna be my brother. I'm gonna give my brother the credit.
So this is it. Yes. He's getting one credit.
He's getting one credit because I love you, Ralph, and I'll let you slide this time.
So he had the idea, and then you went, wow, that's pretty good, right?
Yes.
And so next thing you know, you guys are like, where do you go from there? Like for all those people that have ideas. Mm-hmm. So you have this idea. It's like, okay, now how do we get it made?
Oh my God, that's
What happens next?
Research. We started researching manufacturers.
Yeah.
We started researching manufacturers and calling around. ChatGPT, asking everything, and then we found a manufacturer. And so my background is I'm Polish, and we found a manufacturer in Poland, and they're the leading automotive lighting manufacturer. They're also family owned. We have a lot in common.
So you basically told them what you want, and they fabricated it for you and made it.
Yes, and then not just that, they also make automotive lights for the trucking industry and like farming industry. And they said, we not only are going to make this product with you guys and for you guys, we also want you guys to be the exclusive distributor of our lights in Europe for North America. And we said, okay, let's do it. So not only are we making these proprietary lights, we are also their exclusive distributor for North America too. And it's great. It's full circle. Like I'm like, they're an amazing family-owned business. They've been in business for 50 years in Europe, leading automotive lighting manufacturer. We're Polish. It gives us a reason to, you speak Polish and go back to our roots and all of that. So it's awesome, and it's been great, and it's awesome that they can have a presence here. They've never broken into the North American industry and market. They're just in Europe. That's where they primarily are. Didn't have a chance. Now we're here. We're helping them break into this market because they do have amazing product and everything that they make. I mean, they do their due diligence as well, and they have just amazing products too. So we're like, okay, we're going to be the exclusive distributor. We have those rights, and then we're making these proprietary lights with them too, and we're breaking into the market, and it's something new and it's exciting. So we're passionate about it.
That is such an awesome story.
Thank you.
So you look back. So 2012, when you and your brother got your DOT number, that's 13 years. Oh no, I apologize. That's like 13, 14 years. Somewhere in that area.
Yeah.
And here you are, almost a decade and a half later.
That's crazy.
Isn't it crazy when you look back at it, huh?
Yes, and it's crazy because when we first bought our first truck, and I remember...
What was it?
Oh,
Freightliner.
It was a Freightliner.
I knew you were going to say
Freightliner because it was a freight shaker, yes.
You know what's funny about the freight shaker?
Yeah.
It's not the extravagant truck, but it's the moneymaker.
It is.
And
it's
look,
the Honda Civics of the trucking industry. They never die.
And ask Ruth Ann, we have 4 vehicles in our driveway. Everyone's a Honda.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not kidding you.
They're reliable.
That's
they're dependable.
why we buy them. Yeah.
Everyone can work on them. The parts are cheap. That's it.
300,000-400,000 miles. I'll take a Honda.
They never die.
So you buy a Freightliner.
Yeah.
Right. Back then it would have been an FLD or a Columbia.
It was a Columbia. It was a Columbia.
Yeah. See that?
Yes.
Oh gosh, my memory. Anyway.
I know. I was like, oh my God, I have not heard that. I've not said that word in a long time.
So here you are.
Columbia.
Here you are.
Yeah.
13, 14 years later, are you guys still doing Freightliners or?
So we had, unfortunately, we're not all Freightliners. We're primarily a Volvo fleet, but that's
Volvos
because
are nice.
We do love Volvos. No. I'm a Volvo girl. I can't say that. I love Volvos, but the reason for that is because our dealership in St. Louis, every year they had a specific number of allocations when you order your trucks from the dealership, from the factory, and a lot of their allocations went to the bigger fleets. So we couldn't grow our trucking company, and we were only given, a handful of Freightliners each time we place an order. They couldn't give us 20, 30, 50, and then Volvo, that's in Volvo Gateway in Collins, Illinois, said, we'll give you all the allocations and we're going to sweeten the deal and this and that. And we said, okay, well, we have to. If this is what we have, we don't have a choice.
When the deal gets sweetened, it's time to deal, right?
Yeah, and they didn't have any for us. I wish. We wanted Freightliners, and Freightliner said, we don't have any for you. It's going to the big companies. They get priority.
Wow.
And I was like, are you serious?
Screw you, Freightliner people. So check this out. So the... Freightliner, I gotta admit it, they are the moneymaker. Really, they are practical.
They are. So good.
And they put the better motors, because let's be honest, Kenworth and Peterbilt really screwed up by using that pack car motor. Everybody hates it.
Yeah, we had some bad luck. We went there, and we had some situations.
Well, I mean, everybody does. I know a company right now, they have 400 trucks. They literally just made a deal with Kenworth. You take these 200 to 250 trucks back that have the pack car in it, and we want Cummins, or we're going Freightliner.
Yes.
And guess what? Kenworth said, okay.
Get their act together.
They said, we'll do it.
Yeah.
Why? Because you got a trucking company that has like 400 or 500 trucks. They're going to kiss their butts. Unlike, like you said, 50 to 100 trucks. Well, we can't deal with you. That kind of upsets me. But talk to me about the Volvos. Are they the VNL 860s?
No, they're the 760s.
Okay, but they're still nice, right?
They're so nice, and we do love them. And they have awesome safety features in there. And one of the things that I do love about Volvo is that they have a panic button in the truck, and that helped out with my dad's situation when he had a heart attack on the road.
Wow.
There is a panic button in the sleeper, so if you're having a medical emergency,
he hit the button.
He did. He hit the button.
That's a story right there.
Yeah, and it's
Why are you talking to me about that?
Volvo, I should be your spokesperson over here because my dad used the panic button and it saved his freaking life. And he hit he was on the side of the road, and he didn't have time to really do much besides, call 911, and he hit that panic button.
When we get done here, I'm doing a 30-second video with you again, and we're going to talk about Volvo for a second. I'm not kidding you. We are going to
we need to do that.
This is crazy.
Volvo, do you hear me? It worked. The panic button worked. You got everyone's attention.
I was going to say, truck drivers make fun of Volvo. You know, right? You know what they say.
I know.
But when they get in the Volvo, though, you can't get them out of it.
Nice.
It's like
smooth.
riding in a Cadillac.
It is. It's like a Rolls Royce.
My first truck ever when I got an actual. See, I drove for with my grandfather in an old cab over.
Yeah.
But when he died and I went with a company, I literally my first truck was a Volvo.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool.
They're nice.
And then I blew the damn thing up, and they gave me a Freightliner. Exactly. But no, seriously, what a great story you have, Angie. I mean that sincerely.
Trials and tribulations of Angie Tordala.
You do. I'm telling you, it's amazing. You went from little girl bitching about working for her daddy in the yard on the summers to owning a trucking company to going up and down, and here you are. And
been through it all.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
I mean, so good.
Thank you.
I love stories like that.
Thank
I mean
you.
that. I hope our audience really, really falls in love with you guys.
Anyone that's a trucking family, I hope you guys, we are a trucking family. Like, that's it. My dad is here at the show today. He's helping us out with the lights. He's talking with everyone. And
how old's your dad now?
He is 65.
Oh, he's young.
Yeah. He's,
Hey, I just turned 60. So,
you don't look like it.
Yeah, well, trust me, I am. Ruth Ann, she's my wife. She's 55.
Oh, she doesn't look like that either.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, well, she's old.
No.
Anyways, I'm just kidding. But listen, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Leave your phone number for your truck. Do you need drivers or?
We don't need drivers. All of our trucks are full right now, and
I figured the way you're talking.
I'm grateful.
So don't call her for a job, but call her for road light.
Yes, please call for road lights.
www.roadlights.com.
That's ROADLITES. Roadlights.com.
And your phone number for road lights?
314-385-3540. And our email is info@roadlights.com.
Again, $120 you said for the set, or
between $100 to $150. So because there's different lanes.
Even if you did $150 for like these safety lights, they're amazing.
It comes out to like $20 a year.
Yeah, it's like super amazing.
You spend more in a truck stop.
And they're LED, and LED lasts forever.
It lasts forever. It's going to last literally 5 to 10 years.
So
that's the lifespan of the trailer.
You guys, Visitor, do you guys have media? Do you use Facebook?
We're all over social media. We have Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, you name it, we got it.
Give Angie a follow and tell her you found her on Talk CDL.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Good job.
Thank you.
Right.